My life has changed dramatically since the accident. As of right now, there's nothing to cure paralysis, besides maybe a miracle. The first thing I'd do if I get my arms back, I would hug my daughter. It'd be really nice to scoop something up in a spoon and feed myself again. This is going to go beyond spinal cord if this works. This is going to go MS. This is going to go stroke. This is huge. This is millions and millions and millions of people. I'm pretty much broken from the neck down, I guess you could say. The only thing that I have left that is untouched is my brain. And obviously I'm able to use it very good. I'm able to do this and do that. No memory loss, no nothing. So I opted for an experimental surgery to go at the one thing that I still have.
What we try to do is put a grid in place that's capable of recording signals from the brain. So when you think I want to move, there's actually electrical impulses in the brain. We want to be able to record those electrical impulses and then decode what the electrical impulses mean and use that to control an object or an arm. People have thought for a long time that we might be able to tap into the brain, but it's only recently that we've gotten closer and closer. There's some great work going on here at the University of Pittsburgh by a gentleman named Andy Schwartz, and Andy has shown that he can get a monkey to control a robotic arm with an amazing degree of freedom by thought.
So we've developed technology where we can implant an array of electrodes, microelectrodes, in the cerebral cortex of monkeys. And we can record activity from many neurons in the brain simultaneously. And from that signal, we can extract the monkey's intention to move its arm. And now that we have that, we can intercept that signal and use it, instead of moving the monkey's own arm, to use it to move a prosthetic arm.
Just 2 weeks. I think he said it's
what it takes to get into people is a large team. So we've basically been somewhat isolated in our laboratory, working on monkeys, proving the technology, just making discoveries, validating the technology, developing new ways of doing this. And what we've been able to do recently is pass a lot of this knowledge that we've gained to clinical colleagues. They came to the laboratory, learned a lot of what we're doing, and then took it back to the clinic and developed the technology as appropriate for humans.
We were implanting our first patient in a clinical trial to place self-dural grids or electrodes on the surface of the brain in an attempt to use them as a brain-computer interface with the ultimate goal of controlling a prosthetic arm. And we'll start out simply with trying to do some cursor control, hoping that over the 28 days that he's implanted, that we will be able to progress to potentially being able to control a robotic arm.
2 days after the surgery, we plugged me in and started to basically train my brain, train the computer to my brain the way I'm thinking. The computer doesn't know up, down, left, right, it just knows the signals that I'm thinking. For the first couple of days, it was just, what's up, what's down? How I do it is I look at the ball at the top, and through my peripheral vision I see the ball that's moving. So I'm focusing on the target, and almost with my peripheral, if I want to go up, I'm with my mental eyes, or whatever you want to call it, lifting up, trying to get that ball to go up or trying to get it to go down. So I'm focusing on the target while watching the moving ball with my peripheral. It's like a one-player video game. I'm trying to beat my own score, because there is a score, there's a certain percentage. It's out of 6, each time I do it, it's out of 16 balls, if you want to say. And I want to know that number. If it's 13, I want the 14, or I want the 15. And so it's just a challenge to myself. One thing I found out, that if I focus too hard, it doesn't work right. It has to be very natural.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad.
We're making such ground on this every single day. Every other day we're just going leaps and bounds, and knowing that we're doing that, if I had another week or 2 weeks or month, where would we be then? We've already done stuff that's unprecedented. I've been doing stuff, I've been told, that with the 3D cursor control, people have been doing it for a year, 2 years, that they haven't got the type of control and percentages that I've gotten in a day, literally a day. The highlight was 45 minutes ago. I got to use a robotic arm for the first time, and We got to reach out and touch somebody for the first time in 7 years. You know, reaching out and touching my girlfriend for the first time and holding her hand. That was my highlight.
You really did start to sense that, for instance, his girlfriend had taken this as an embodied hand of Tim's and was actually feeling it, the extension of Tim's body scheme to that hand. But what we really want to do, and what we think of in terms of the way we act on the environment, is we're generating behavioral output. So the only way you can express yourself, what's going on in your mind, what you're thinking about, is by moving. And what we want to do when we give these immobilized patients this device is we want to enable them to express what's going on. We want them to be able to output their behavior into the real world.
For this research to move forward right now, what we need is a number of different things. We need great scientists. The team that we had working on this experiment, a multidisciplinary team of neurosurgeons, engineers, neurologists, occupational therapists, all working together, that needs to continue, and I'm sure we can continue that. We need funding. We've been fortunate. We've received funding from the National Institutes of Health, from the VA, from the Department of Defense, and from UPMC, all of which is critical to this going forward. And we need participants like Tim. We need people who are willing to step forward and say, I understand that I have a role and I can push the science forward. It's not going to help them tomorrow, but it could help them a few years down the road.
All right.
There you go.
Nice.
I believe in my heart that this is the future. And anybody out there who has the courage and the want to try to do this, you got to go for it. And hopefully it'll help you just as much as I believe it's going to help me.